Hello and good day to everyone. We are down to the last topic of our module, which is entitled as the strategies that facilitate cultural change, and we are the group 7 to tackle and share an in-depth knowledge about this. To start up with our lesson, my name is Joana A. Alundan, and I will discuss about the cultural framework. So, upon assessing the service firm's current culture, the firm's leadership may wish to cultivate new cultural beliefs and values. So, the figure that you are seeing right now presents a simple framework for considering the options available when implementing cultural change in the service organization. The figure suggests that culture is internally linked to and partly an outcome of three organizational components. So what are these components? Number one, we have structure. Number two, we have systems. And number three, we have people. Let's start with structure. So what do we mean by structure? It is the formal reporting hierarchy normally represented in an organizational chart. Simply, it is the arrangement of and relationship between the parts or elements, or in this matter, the hierarchy of something complex. So the next one we have is system. When we say systems, it is the people management systems utilized for control, evaluation, promotion, and recognition. The word system isn't really new to our ears, and we often hear it. It is set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. To give more of an in-depth knowledge or a wider explanation, let's hear it from the next reporter. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Majaila M. Cuevas and I'm one of the reporter in Culture Framework. We are now aware that evaluation and promotion system include both formal and informal components, and those management by objectives would have a formal component. And the informal part of the system would be a question like, what do I really have to do around here to get noticed? Because you need to notice in order to be promoted or to recognized. Recognition system also have a formal and informal rewards. Some of the example of formal reward would be like company trips or bonuses. And also, there's a lot of informal rewards. It can just be a pat on the back, lunch with the boss, or also a verbal praise like thank you or job well done. Maybe also written praise, reward with non-cash bonuses, and more. Now, let's be aware that there are other two major components of the culture framework. First is the people who work in the organization, specifically all of the employees and employers. Second is the firm's current culture. A company's current culture is their set of attitudes, values, beliefs, goals, and other characteristics a company or organization follows to create a gratifying working environment. And creating a more focused organization can be accomplished by altering any one of the four components. When we say altering, it means to make a different in some ways or to make different without changing into something else. Those four components are structure, system, people, and culture. Can be individually or together, and that will be further discussed by the remaining reporters.
Good afternoon, I am lovely Cassandra Domogma, and I will be discussing about changing culture through structure. The organization's culture is a function of its structure. It is said that changing culture through structure is a slow process because in many instances, it takes years to successfully implement an organizational change in structure. There are two approaches to changing the culture through structure, which are utilizing the marketing department as a change agent and restructuring the firm around the customer's experience. With these two approaches, we can create a more customer-focused organization. Let's start with the first one, which is the marketing department as a change agent. Marketing departments can be created simply to change the current orientation of the firm by creating a customer advocate within the organization. As a change agent, marketing leads the creation of a vision of what could or should be. Marketers then identify what it takes to realize this vision and go about amending or replacing strategies, procedure, and processes that are obstacles to achieving the vision. Let's give an example. In its 99th year of existence, State Farm Insurance, the largest insurer of homes and automobiles in the United States, was attempting to make a radical transformation within its corporate culture. As the company approached its 100th year of operation, State Farm's management team recognized the importance of strategic and marketing planning in achieving its future growth objectives. By switching from a sales-oriented to a marketing-oriented culture, the firm was essentially transforming its business philosophy from selling what we make to making what we can sell. The transformation to a marketing culture was accomplished on a number of fronts, including changing the culture of the company, which was completed by creating a marketing department within the State Farm. Despite the effectiveness of utilizing the marketing department as a change agent, some pro-customer experts are cautious about this particular strategy. Some feel that once the marketing department has been created, other departments may quickly transfer the complete responsibility for customer satisfaction to the marketing department. In addition, this transfer is likely to create open warfare among departments in the organization.
Good day everyone, I'm Maricar Dula and I will be discussing the two strategies suggested by organizational behavior theory. Operations departments, by their very nature, tend to be cost-driven. Their focus is on evaluating the operation to find costs to save and procedures to simplify. This outlook tends to have a short time horizon. Marketing, by comparison, is looking for product enhancements in order to create a competitive advantage. But this creation of such an advantage is not something that firms can expect to achieve in the short run. Corporate culture can be changed through structure, but it takes too long to get implemented successfully. In order to coordinate conflicting departments of an organization, the firm needs to use some unconventional technique of management. To mesh the logics of the different groups and to allow them to understand one another, a number of strategies have been suggested by organizational behavior theory. When we say organizational behavior theory, it is the study of human behavior within an organizational environment. It aims to figure out how and why people act in certain ways within different types of professional groups. Its applications are relatively broad. Now let's proceed to the first strategy, which is the interfunctional task force. Interfunctional task force is a problem-solving group in which individuals with diverse viewpoints work together and develop a better understanding of one another's perspective. Alright, some organizations have a need for interfunctional task forces that enable various functional competencies to align on shared objectives. Effective corporate task forces are as diverse as the tasks they are joined to complete. Although diversity is crucial, each task force member must have a full understanding of the subject matter in order for the group to benefit. Sometimes the employee's level of understanding is more important than his or her position within the company. The second strategy is interfunctional transfers. It is a moving via promotion or transfer an employee from one organizational department to another to foster informal networks among departments. It can create informal networks of individuals from different departments who understand and trust one another. For example, operations managers who are promoted to run a marketing department will face initial problems. Their orientation is toward operations, but their new roles require a marketing perspective. If such a transfer can be achieved successfully, the result is usually a general manager who makes rational and clear trade-offs between operations and marketing. Moreover, it also creates a marketing person who has direct contacts in the operations group and who can overcome many traditional barriers to change. And that's all for my report. Now let's hear for the next reporter.
Hello everyone, I am Shania April Eumague and I will be reporting about the second approach in changing culture through structure, which is the restructuring around customer experience. If you all can still remember, there is a survection model which outlines the major factors that impacts the customer's overall experience. So in response to that, many firms have decided to restructure their organization based on their customers' experience. That is what the restructuring around customer experience is all about. It is all about changing how things work in your business to make it more customer centric. It is putting your customer experience or your customer satisfaction at top priority. You will change how things work in a way that your customer will have the highest level of satisfaction. For example, a major airlines decided to change their culture by having all departments that have direct customer contact report to the head of marketing. Combining all customer contact departments with the marketing group has reversed the arguments from "it will cost too much," "it is inefficient," to "the customer needs it, so how can we make this happen?" Another example is that Fujifilm Medical System USA Incorporation Stanford decided to restructure their organization to improve customer experience by establishing cross-factional ties throughout the organization, enabling more effective collaboration between all the departments. That's all. Thank you very much.
For the continuation of our report, I am Liezel Magboo, and I will discuss the changing culture through systems. The firm's culture is also a function of the systems put into place that control, evaluate, promote, and recognize the firm's personnel. Those number of approaches have been used to change culture through these systems. Some firms, for example, have started to give bonuses to managers at all levels based upon the firm's customer satisfaction scores. The firm's overall research effort can be tailored to measure satisfaction down to the branch level, and manager can be rewarded for improved scores. The customer's expectations can be raised by competitive offerings, and satisfaction scores can drop as consequence. So next is planning systems can also be used to change the orientation of companies. So formal marketing planning can drive organizations through the logic of marketing and can force them to develop an understanding of customers' needs. Formal marketing planning is what is commonly taught as marketing planning. There are many applications of marketing planning that create their own contradictions and confusions that simply underpin the fact that there is no straightforward, commonly accepted approach. So for example, in addition to creating a marketing department, State Farm also facilitated its cultural transformation by putting new reward system in place that would speed the adoption of the new marketing culture. State Farm created its Select Agent program as a special designation for those agents who participated in marketing planning. One of the major perks of being a select agent was the inclusion of the agent's name at the end of State Farm corporate television advertising. Hence, even though numerous agents may be available in a given area, only select agent would be listed at the conclusion of any State Farm regional television advertisement. By modifying existing systems, in this case, the reward system, the State Farm was effectively able to facilitate the behavior change in culture desire. So that's all for my report. Thank you.
Now let's discuss changing culture through people. It says that outsiders increasingly are being brought into the marketing departments of service firms to try to change the orientation. For example, this is for organization DAO seeking to become more agile and innovative, culture change is often a must, but creating and sustaining the long-term adjustment that come with change is often the most challenging part of transformation. Innovation and agility demand new behaviors from team members that can initially feel at odds with established corporate culture norms, especially if your company historically focused on operational predictability and efficiency. On the other hand, one strategy is the creation of key leadership positions within the organization to champion the marketing effort. So, culture change takes time. A culture change doesn't happen overnight. Though behaviors are embedded deeply in people, and moving your employees towards the vision you have requires an understanding of what motivates people to change. Lastly, culture change can be achieved through a mandate, right? It lives in the collective hearts and habits of your individual team members and their shared idea of how things are done around here. Someone with authority can demand compliance, but they can dictate optimism, trust, or conviction. That's all.
Good day everyone, I'm Kimberly Ann P, Salvarita, and I'm going to discuss the changing culture directly. Culture change is a term used in public policy making that emphasizes the influence of cultural capital on individual and community behavior. It has been sometimes called repositioning of culture, which means the reconstruction of the cultural concept of society. In addition to changing culture through structure, systems, and people, culture change can also be facilitated by changing the culture directly via the development of training programs inside the service firm. Example, the State Farm furthered its culture change initiative by providing corporate-wide marketing training programs so that all employees truly understood the difference between a sales orientation and a marketing orientation. By implementing all four culture change initiatives simultaneously, structure, systems, people, and directly through programming, State Farm substantially increased the rate of culture transformation and dramatically increased its odds of success. That's all. Thank you.